How's it going, everyone? Shane Magnuson here, and this is my favorite time of evening. We're getting ready to go walleye fishing tomorrow on the Columbia River, and it's all about evening prep. It's one of the things when it comes to fishing, whether it's walleye or perch or steelhead or salmon. If we're prepared the night before, usually means more success. But I wanted to walk you through of what I've been doing this evening to get prepared for tomorrow. So we're gonna do a little walleye fishing. I've done a lot of scouting today, talking to people that have been on the river the last couple days, and checking water temperatures, which are running about 40 degrees, and looking at where we're at in March. And we've decided our plan for tomorrow is going to be mostly trolling. We're going to spend our time trolling bottom walkers and crawler harnesses and that type of stuff to cover some ground and be most effective. So let's go through some of the rig up. I'm going to start right with the rod and reel. We are fishing a good rod here. This is an HVR 763 by Edge. This is a 7'6" rod. It's going to have a soft, sensitive tip with a little backbone. It's going to run those bottom walkers really nice. We've got a line counter reel. This is a Daiwa Alexa. We've got 30-pound braid on there. I like 30-pound. It really creates a lot less tip wraps. And then on the end of the braid here, we just have a dual lock snap. Now, that's all pretty simple. So you got your trolling rod, your braided line, your line counter reel. Now, bottom walkers. For the Columbia, we really like to range from, if we're going to be fishing from 35 to 55 foot of water, which I think we're going to be tomorrow, I'm looking at 2.5 ounce to 4 ounce bottom walkers. So I've got 2.5, 3s, and 4 ounce bottom walkers. And I like the fixed style, like this, where it's a fixed 90-degree bottom walker. And the reason I like those versus a slide style quick change bottom walker is because in the current and trolling downhill the river like we are, these sliders, when they hit bottom, they'll actually collapse and your bait will be on the bottom getting snagged up more, where these fixed ones will tick along the bottom and keep your bait just off of. So I like the fixed ones. They work much better in the river. And then I don't know if you've noticed, I have painted my fixed ones. I like my bottom walkers to blend in. I don't want to take anything away from my lures, my bait, anything that's that I want the fish to bite. I want them to be attracted to that, not my bottom walker that is shiny and flashy and running ahead of things. So I paint them all. Maybe I'm looking a little too far into it, I don't know, but it gives me more confidence in my stuff. So we're going to take our bottom walker and we are just going to clip that bottom walker right onto your dual lock, like so, and that's ready to troll. Now, some of our rig ups. This time of year, the walleye are maybe a little pre-spawn, some are into spawn, some maybe have just come out of spawn. We're kind of right in that transition time, and I'm finding they don't like to eat a lot of big bait this year. So I've pulled out a bunch of these Finesse rigs. These are Hildebrandt Finesse walleye rigs from Yakimabait. They have a smaller blade on them. They're a 2.5 or a 2 size Hildebrandt blade. We also have some small spin and glow walleye rigs, and then I show them to you over here on the board. So those are going to be your Finesse rigs right here, and the colors I've kind of picked out, typical walleye colors. And then we have some spin and glow rigs tied up over here on some slow death hooks. That's going to be our main attack tomorrow. So spinning glow rigs and finesse stuff. Smaller stuff, not real intrusive to them. Kind of finesse fish these fish a little bit. So we got those, we got that. And then with those, I like to run, let's pull one off here. I like to run about a 4-foot leader on those. Most of the place we're fishing on the Columbia River is not real lumpy. We're going to pick lines where we're staying at a pretty close depth range. So I like to run about a 4-foot leader. 12-pound fluorocarbon I run on these. Keep it pretty invisible to the fish. And we're going to take that finesse rig and clip it right onto our bottom walker, so that you got your bottom walker and your finesse rig. Now we're going to bait that sucker. Now they're called crawler harnesses for a reason, of course. So we got our night crawlers, like so. Make sure they're alive. He's kind of cold, but those are going to be our night crawlers. And then the other thing I really like to tip these with are these little power bait minnows. These are drop shot power minnows. They're mostly for bass fishing, but these imitate a lot of the little style bait fish we have in the Columbia. So it's great to tip these with those power minnows also. And then along with that, what really triggers these fish sometimes is getting them going on scent. So we've got our walleye scents. This time of year, I really like the walleye TNT. It has some garlic in it, has some anise in it, along with our shad bait fish. And then if you want a little gel, you can. But I really like adding the oil, the walleye TNT oil, both to my herring and to my minnows. That's going to create a much better bite. Now, there's a lot of word out there about scent not being super effective on walleye, or they're not driven. I will say over my years of playing with scent with walleye that there's definitely some days where it doesn't make much of a difference. Get it down there and those fish are going to bite. But there's some days when they're being really finicky, or they're a little off the bite, or they're stressed. A little something extra on there, like a good scent, can really get them to commit, and it's worth having on the boat and not discarding. So you got your bottom walker rig with your 30-pound, with your finesse rigs, all tied up, 4 foot a leader, behind a good rod, and that's what we're preparing to head out on the river tomorrow. So we'll give an update tomorrow on the river sometime, see how we're doing. Hopefully I nailed it right on the head, but like most fishing days, I bet we're going to be changing stuff as we go to get these things to bite and find these fish. So stay tuned for the next video and follow along. Thank you guys.